Okay, when that's all said and done, that's what you should see. Now up here, you see the blue part says, do you want to switch to a local mirror? They say they're usually faster and so on and so forth. I never have any luck with faster, so just ignore it. Just leave it, and we'll close the update manager in the right-hand corner there. Oh, gone. All right, so we've now done a system snapshot, checked our driver manager, and our update manager. Now we're going to go into the fun part, the system settings. Okay, here's what you see. Now, let's just start at the beginning. We're not going to do all these, but I'm just going to give you an idea of what you can and can't do. What can do, there's not really anything you can't do. Okay, backgrounds. Linux Mint comes with a lot of really cool backgrounds. Now, if you just stop there and you think, well, those are not very cool backgrounds. But they're not. You gotta click on Tara, how do you want to do it? So there's a bunch in here, right? And these are actually really cool, and I've always liked Linux Mint's backgrounds. So for the sake of this one, we're going to use this one, Howie. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. That's my last shot. All right, now you're thinking, oh, what happened? I clicked it. Where do I click apply? What do I do with stuff? You don't have to. Hit to minimize. It's there. So yeah, it's right there. And you see a little boat. That's me. I wish. Anyway, let's get our backgrounds back up here. All right. So now we want to go back to our settings. So we're going to click that back to all settings up there in the left-hand corner. The arrow pointing to the left. Effects. Now I honestly don't mess with these too much. You can play with these on your own. There's different effect styles. There's Cinnamon, which is what this desktop is called. This is Linux Mint Cinnamon. Cinnamon, sorry, I'm just playing around. All right. And there's different ones you can play with. I typically don't, so I'm not going to tell you about them because I don't know shit about them. Okay, fonts, you can mess around. That's pretty self-explanatory. Those are the default fonts. If you don't like them, change them. Have fun. Themes. I do use themes. I'm not going to actually change any for this demonstration. But there is one thing I'm going to do, all right, just for this real quick, because I hate green. So I'm going to go here and Minty Y, and I'm going to do Minty. All right, and you can see it changed, because I hate green. So now, add remove. This is where you actually get your themes, all right? So it says it's out of date. Of course it is. We just installed it, so we're going to, yes, we'd like to update, please. Give us some updates. I think I actually clicked too hard to move to the left, but click yes, or hit this down here, refresh, and it'll get the latest ones. And there's your themes. Right? You know, I will go ahead and update one. I'll go ahead and put one in just so you can see. I like this one. So what you do is you just click the down arrow. And you can see you got a progress meter. And then when it's done, we'll go back to themes. And you're going to click on desktop, because we're actually at Linux Mint theme. And there it is, right there. Now if we click it, you can see things changed on our desktop. Move this out of the way. Do this. Now our taskbar is dramatically changed, right? Okay. So you can mess around with it. There's a lot of good themes in there. That one has to be my favorite. Now if you want to change it back, you simply click on that. Now I'm back. Big deal. Now there's settings. Show icons in the menu. Show icons on buttons. So play around with it. See what you think. You're gonna hurt anything. Okay, back to here. Now, I really don't do too much else. This is what I like here. This is pretty much what I do. You have screensavers. You can have account details. You know, that's me, Steven, right there. I could add a picture. I'm gonna add the penguin. And the next time I log in, that should be there. Okay. There are other things in there for you to play with. Take your time, read about them, have some fun with it. One thing that I will point out, if you ever need to know what your system is in Linux Mint, that's the system info button. It tells me I'm in Linux Mint, what kernel I'm running, the processor I'm using, memory, hard drives, graphics card. Okay, good to know. All right, so we're just going to leave that there and move on to something else. So we're going to go and close that. Software Manager. This is my favorite place and where we're going to do quite a bit of our work. So we're So we're going to click launch. Now the first run is going to take a little bit because, as it says, it's generating a cache. That's what we need, right? So this is the package manager. Now these opposite carrots here, let's go ahead and hit that and then enlarge our screen. So you can see it has the different categories. All right, so this is where we're going to start our installation processes. One thing that I absolutely have to have on every system I use is Dropbox. So now we clicked on it, and now you have a screen that tells you what Dropbox is, right? And it has reviews at the bottom that kind of says, hey, these are good, hey, these are crap, right? Crap or not, depending on your view on Dropbox, I got to have it. So we click install, all right? So now this little pop-up window is going to tell you what also needs to be installed. So we just click continue. Password. And we go in. And like anything else, it depends on your download speed and your system at how fast this stuff is going to install. So I'm good. I'm done. All right. Now, since I'm setting this up the way I want to, just kind of as a demonstration, I'm going to go to menu, and I'm going to go to internet, and there's my Dropbox. Okay. So it pops up. Now we've downloaded it. Now we need to install it. So we're going to click OK. It's going to download. Now, what I think is happening here, they're actually downloading it from the Dropbox site. All right, and then it's going to install. And if you're not familiar with Firefox, take some time to get to know it. That's the default browser on Linux Mint. But I'm going to show you how to install Google Chrome and Opera and Vivaldi, so you can have a choice of browsers. So we'll wait for that to pop up. Okay, now it's going to pop up Mozilla Firefox because it's going to want to log in to your Dropbox account. Okay. Now I'm going to take this out so you can't see it. I don't want you getting into my Dropbox account. Password, there it goes. Okay, there's my password. So I'm going to click sign in. Now it pops up this. I'm not going to save this. I don't want to save it. But you can choose to save your passwords, whatever you like to do. Alright. So now our computer's linked to Dropbox. So I'm going to continue to Dropbox. And then the file manager is going to open up. Well, what this is telling us is we have a Dropbox folder, as you can see there. It says Steven and then Dropbox. It's going to populate all your files and stuff in Dropbox just like you normally would on a Windows system. Okay, so I'm going to minimize that as it does its thing. And I'm going to close my browser. And so if you look down here on the right side of the toolbar, Dropbox is syncing. It's doing its thing. That's what we want. Now I have several gig of stuff, so we're not going to loiter around here. Okay. So I always start that first because it takes a long time to download. Now let's get into something else we need to download. I'm going to leave this right here for just a second. Now, since we're on browsers, if you want Chrome and you type that in, you want the Chrome browser from Google, it's not really pulling anything up, and it's going to be a little sluggish because we're doing stuff. You're not going to find Chrome browser in the package manager. You're just not. Now, if you use Chrome, you can use this little buddy right here called Chromium. My understanding is this is open source version of Chrome and what Chrome is based on. So I'm going to click install because that's what I want. I use Chromium. I used Firefox first and then Chromium. So we're just going to go ahead and let that run. But you're saying, how do I get Chrome? I gotta have Chrome. I want Chrome. Okay, well, let's get Chrome. Stop yelling at me. All right. So we're gonna open up Firefox again. That's the little orange icon right down there. You can see my mouse right there. Blah, blah, blah. All right. So we'll let that come up. That's downloading. We got quite a few processes going on here. Just kind of slow things down on my VirtualBox. I don't have a super duper fantastic muscle machine by any stretch of the imagination. Alright. So I opened up a new tab there. This is the start page. It's going to take you right to Linux Mint. If you need help or anything like that, just go here. Linux Mint. Right there. linuxmint.com. But for our purposes, we're going to go to google.com. Go. And we're going to type in Chrome. That's what we want, Chrome browser. So this is what we got. So we're going to download and install Chrome. Alright. So we have a computer. So we're going to download the installation file. Meanwhile, I'm going to check on my software manager. And Chromium is officially installed. Alright. So what I'm going to do is download Chrome. So let's download. Now, Mint is based on Ubuntu and Debian. It's mostly Ubuntu, which is based on Debian, I believe. If I'm wrong on that, somebody can correct me down below. So we want the 64-bit .deb. So what we're going to do is we're going to do accept and install. Chrome will, you know, most browsers, when they communicate with the website, it's going to tell you what you have, right? So this is our download screen. So we're going to want to save file. We're going to click OK. Now, what we're going to do is install this a little different way. So we're going to go back to our software manager. And we're going to close it. And it says, thank you for downloading Chrome. Okay. Now, and if you're not used to Firefox, to get to this file real easy, if you look at this little arrow with the underscore, all right, if you left click that once, it's going to give you two options. You can click this and open the file, or you can go to the folder. So in this case, we want to go to the folder. So now we're back in our file manager, right? And there's our download, Google Chrome Stable, all right? So we're going to double click that, double left, just like in Windows. Now this is going to install our package for us, all right? This is a .deb file for Debian, and we're going to install it from here. Now, right now, the package is being loaded, and it's examining it and giving it the full once-over. So you can see at the top, it says all dependencies are satisfied. Hey, thank you very much. So we'll just click Install Package. But sometimes this can take a while. Like I said, I'm running in VirtualBox, which is a machine inside a machine. And this isn't high horsepowered monsters that a lot of folks use, so bear with me here. And I believe I typed in my password. Oh, got it right. So it's installing the file. So when this is done, we'll have Google Chrome. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on Details, and you can kind of see what's happening. You know, but I tend to not stick around and watch stuff be installed. Now, normally without all this stuff running, I do installs pretty quick, and you're going to find that's the case. It won't take you long. So, we're getting progress here. Oh, picked the wrong screen. It's back. Okay, so it's finishing up right now. And it'll tell us when it's done. Okay, it's done. It's already done, so it'll ask you if there's a problem. You can reinstall. But we're just going to close out of it. We're going to close out of our Firefox. Yes, we want to close our tabs. Thank you, sir, very much. All right. So now, when we go to our menu and we go to Internet, we have Google Chrome and Chromium. Right? Virtually the same thing. There are some differences because Chrome is brought in by Google and they do their fancy smanchy stuff. On Linux, if you're going to watch digital rights protected stuff, you're going to have to use Google Chrome or Firefox. I'm not sure this time if Chromium will actually do that. Okay, so we've got Google Chrome, we have Chromium, and now we have Firefox. Now, if you want to, and you're like me, you like to play with browsers, and those three don't cut it for you, and you want to get, say, Opera or Vivaldi. So, I am not going to use Yahoo. I'm going to use DuckDuckGo. Let's do a search. There it is, Duck.com search engine. I like DuckDuckGo because they do not track you. Alright, so now we're going to type in Opera browser. No, I can't tell you. There it is. So I tell my son, just look at the drop down. Stop typing so much. Save yourself some time. Okay, so we'll go to the Opera site. And automatically it knows what system you're on. You're going to click download now. And again, it's the same thing. As soon as it comes up, I don't know why we're going from Facebook.com. I don't like that kind of crap. Things are a little slow too because I'm downloading my Dropbox, which I'm going to pause. I don't need that going on. I'm not going to really do it. Let's go. Where are you? Come on, come on. I'm going to try again. Well, apparently there's an issue with Opera's site. Oh, there we go. So you're going to do the same thing. You're going to save file. It's downloading right in your downloads. It's pulsating blue. And it's there. Click the folder. And you're going to do the same way. You just double click it. Or you can right click and open with the GW package installer. I'm not going to do that. You've seen it once, you can do it again. Alright, so I got a couple of folders here. I'm going to close Firefox. I'm going to close the downloads folder. Okay. And, yeah. My Dropbox stuff. Now we're back to this. So we've used all this. Now there's also documentation, there's help, and if you want to contribute to Linux Mint. Alright, so if you want to see that every time, just leave that checked. I'm going to turn it off. I don't need any more. Okay. So we've got our system snapshot done, we've done our updates, checked our drivers, and installed a few programs. Now I want to change the system just a little bit, because I don't like double clicking. So I'm going to go to home, I'm going to double click that puppy. Alright, and then I'm going to go to Edit, Preferences, Behavior, Single Click. That gives me one click to open files. So if I go back to my home and I go to downloads, one click, I'm in. Right? I prefer the single click, just the way it is. Okay, so now I don't like the word menu. So if you right click on menu and go to configure, make sure you hit configure, not remove, you can change the name. I'm going to change this to Steve or Steven. I don't care. Call me whatever you like. And you can also change the graphic there I go into configure and download an image somewhere, and you click use custom icon, you can actually go in here, and if I had downloaded something, you could put that in there and change your picture. Let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to leave that there, and I'm going to show you Chromium. And as you can see, because I have this turned on, it turned that hideous shade of salmon, some color, something. Okay, so now we got Chromium. Chromium's also a great Linux game. It's like a shooter game. I'm not going to sign in. I'm going to say no thanks. If you know how to use Chromium, you know how to use Chromium. So I'm just going to go to, I want a picture of the Earth. Let's see what that does. Let's have fun with the search. Let's go to images. Ooh, I like that one. So this may or may not be copyrighted. I don't know. I'm not going to use it for anything other than... Well, I don't want that. Stop it. I'm going to smack you. So let's go ahead, right click on it, save image as. Now we're in our downloads, so we're going to go back up here or click on picture. And we're going to click save. So it's done. So now I'm going to go back to my menu editor, and I'm going to click on those gears. I'm going to go to pictures. There's my picture. I click open. And looky there. That's my little picture. Right there. That's my new start button. Sometimes I put my face in there and just click, 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 click. Works great, doesn't it? So this is Chromium. It's pretty much Chrome. So you can play around. All the stuff that works on Chrome works on Chromium. Okay. So far, we've made a few adjustments to the system and got some things installed and got the basics up and going.